Hey party people, I'm Captain Zeus and welcome back to BP Fun. In today's video, we're going to be doing a review for The Acolyte Episode 5. Now, for those of you that have not seen the episode, spoiler warning, I will be going into some details about the episode. So if you don't want to get spoiled, I'd turn back now. Now, don't forget to like, subscribe for more nerdy content just like this, and click the bell to be notified when I post another review for the Acolyte series. Now, I'm going to be completely honest, this episode was pretty bland. I felt like I didn't need to watch this episode, or that most of this episode could have just been added on to a different one, like maybe at the end of the last episode. I'm not too sure, because in all honesty, all we had was the cliched bad guy captures main character and learns that bad guy's not there to kill her, so main character slowly gets corrupted by bad guy situation, which was fine. I mean, it made sense considering the situation with Qimir and I guess him desperately wanting an acolyte, which that is still kind of weird to me, not gonna lie. I get the freedom aspect, but wanting an acolyte's a little weird. Then the part that confused me was Sol and Mae, whatever, their interaction. Did Sol know it was Mae the whole time? I feel like at the end of the first episode, it seemed like Sol couldn't tell. But in this episode, it seemed like Sol could tell the whole time. I could be mistaken. Also, Basso was literally pointless in this episode. I don't know why they kept showing him off and having him in there, but he was completely pointless. I feel they're really trying to push that he's the next cute and adorable character, and it's not working. And then we also had, I wouldn't say the High Council, but the Jedi Masters go to investigate Sol's and the other Jedi's deaths, which also could have been shortened. Like, it seemed kind of pointless, but I'll just go into some of the details real quick. So honestly, I didn't have much of an issue with Osha and Qimir's interactions, to be honest. As cliche as it was, it made sense, and I was riding the wave with it. I was seeing where things are going. As you guys told me in the comments with the previous episode videos, the medal that's from the High Republic comics is indeed the one that is made of Qimir's helmet. I forgot the name of it, but that is indeed what it is, so I think that's cool. I want to see some more of that, to be honest. The Qimir Osha thing, I was cool with. I was on board. I was really interested to see where this is going to go. Just hope it's not a cliche route. The Mae and Sol interaction, like I said, it was just uncomfortable to watch, honestly, because it's like, it's Mae trying to act like Osha in the most obvious way, and it's just so, gosh, I just couldn't stand it. I was like, can we just move on with this already? Now, Sol, when he tied up Mae, and was like, I'm going to talk and you're going to listen, I was like, yo, all right, Sol, let's see where this goes. I'm not going to lie, Sol had me intrigued there. I'm like, this is a different Sol than we've seen. And we kind of see more emotion from Sol in this compared to literally every other Jedi whenever someone dies. Most of the time, whenever Jedi loses their master or Padawan, it hits them, but it's never to the point of breakdowns, right? Even for those, except for Anakin, of course, really. Even for those that are unorthodox, it doesn't hit him as hard from what I could tell. I haven't read that many books, so please let me know in the comments if it's different in some of the books. I think that's a little bit out of character for Sol to be as off as he was in this episode. Like, from a human perspective, it makes sense. It's a reasonable reaction. But from a perspective of a Jedi Master, it doesn't make sense. As unorthodox as you are, 90% of those people you didn't have any connection to. The only one would be your Padawan and Yord. Maybe. Mainly his Padawan. But I don't know. That just seemed like a bit much for me. And honestly, the Jedi Masters coming in to investigate everything seemed to just not make sense. But it also kind of did, or it's more of like teasing as to what's to come, because that Padawan is blaming Sol. So I think Sol might get blamed for everything and everyone else is gonna die. Mae, Osha, Qimir, I think they're all gonna die. Sol's gonna live and he gets arrested. Seems like what might happen here. And honestly, the whip saber not growing on me doesn't really make much sense. How does that work? Again, I haven't read much of the High Republic content, so please explain to me in the comments below how it works, because I have no idea how it works. How do you go from a solid saber down to a whip? Makes no sense. Okay, a couple of things I wanted to add here real quick is, one, in the beginning when Osha, I guess, confronted Qimir with the lightsaber, that looked so retarded. Like, not only did she like have her little burst of emotion, bit of a pause, and then do a dramatic whip with the lightsaber and ignite it, but then pinning Qimir against the wall, she puts the lightsaber to his throat, or supposedly. If you look, the hilt is way past his throat, so the lightsaber, if she like pushed inwards, isn't even gonna touch his neck. So there was literally like no threat there. I don't know what she was doing. Secondly, when the Jedi Masters, or the Jedi backup, I guess, went to go investigate the dead Jedi, if I remember distinctly, in episode like 4 or 3, whichever the case, when they went to go find the Wookiee Jedi Master, they needed a guide to go find him. They needed Basil specifically to go and guide them to the right spot. So how did the Jedi Masters get there so quickly without a guide? Makes no sense, mind you. And how did those natives not tell the Jedi Masters that Sol and Osha left already? They saw them leave at the end of episode 5. They saw them get on the ship and leave. So why did they not let them know, hey, they were here, but they left? That's also just doesn't make any sense. And then finally, what was the whole point of the ending with Osha putting on Qimir's helmet? Was that supposed to be some kind of tease? It lasted way too long, and there was literally no point to it. Unless Osha turns evil, that scene has no point being in this episode whatsoever. Just like half the end credit scenes that they try to put into this show. But I mean, overall, this episode was just kind of just there. Wasn't that interesting, except for the Qimir Osha interactions. And even then, there were some parts that just seemed dragged on. In terms of a rating, I'm probably gonna give this like a 3 out of 10. This episode, maybe like a 3.5 out of 10. I don't know how many episodes are left, but I hope we're down to like the last episode or two, because this series seems to just drag on. It seems like they're just stretching it out as long as they can, and I'm getting so bored. I'm trying my hardest to stay interesting. It is not working, but we'll have to see as to what happens next. So next episode, we're probably gonna see as to what actually happened at the witch's place. Kind of a bummer it didn't happen this episode. It really should have, to be honest. And hopefully it's dark. Hopefully it's intense, because otherwise it's gonna make no sense. But please, again, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. I'm Captain Zeus, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.